Hi, I'm Kathryn Colleen, and today we're talking about how big events impact people's awakenings. Major life events, usually individual life events, cause people to start asking the big questions. It causes people to awaken and begin their personal journey. But lately, some pretty major events have happened to the entirety of humanity across the globe. This is new. This has not been seen before. And what's happening is it's causing an enormous number of people to awaken and begin their personal journeys, far more than might have awakened without this event. Now, as a teacher, your students already see you as a resource for their personal development journeys, whether they have begun those journeys in earnest or not. They see you as a mentor. And what you teach is certainly a major part of their journey and incredibly helpful. But you may find that as this awakening begins to really drive them deeper into their personal journey, they may be coming to you looking for more mentorship in other parts of their personal development than just what you've been used to teaching. There's an idea, what if you added a weekly class to your schedule? Or what if you extended some of your current classes by 15 or 30 minutes to allow for mentorship for the rest of the personal development journey? This is something you might even choose to charge extra for, or you may choose to just include it in what you already do, but it's certainly an extra offering that you can give your students that will help them along the way. Well, lastingpeace.org has you covered. At lastingpeace.org, we have a concise framework based on decades of psychological and human development research that goes through 11 stages, taking people through the right questions in the right order, the right tasks and the right homework in the right order to make that personal journey efficient and effective. It's everything you need. When you sign up at lastingpeace.org, you are automatically started on an email course that shows up about every 3 weeks, taking you through each stage with very precise instructions as to the kinds of questions to be thinking about and the kinds of homework to be doing to really speed along your journey and making it efficient but effective, giving you a lasting and more permanent peace much, much faster. Also at lastingpeace.org is the resource database. We are compiling the best resource database for personal development anywhere in the world. And it's organized by stage and by task. So if you're looking for great books, podcasts, YouTube videos, everything you can imagine, it's organized there by task and by stage. So if, for example, you're working on the task of creating space and decluttering your time and attention and your spaces, you can look up good books and podcasts and articles right there to see what to recommend to yourself and to your students. Something special that we're going to be doing as part of this are weekly live streams over at my virtual ashram at kathryncolleen.com. In my office there, the room that says Meet Kathryn here, we're going to be live streaming in a way where you can actually call in and talk to me personally, or you can text your questions. You can even leave voicemails and then catch up with the recording later. Why? Because personal development is an incredibly individual journey. You are sure to run into situations with yourself and with your students that you're just not quite sure how to handle. It's okay to say, I don't know, but let me ask my mentor and I'll get right back to you. It's okay to do that. Bring me your questions and we will create some potential advice or solutions together. Okay, so what are these stages? What are these 11 stages? All of us on this planet, throughout humanity, go through the same 11 stages from birth. like it or not. It doesn't matter what country you were born in, what religion you currently enjoy, what your politics are. If you are human, you are moving through these stages at any moment. You are in one of these stages, like it or not. Where'd they come from? Well, for decades, phenomenal researchers have been doing work in human development, spiritual development, emotional development, psychological development, and so on. People like Keegan, Fowler, Lovinger, Sri Aurobindo, and so many others. So I just put it all together. Each of these researchers was looking at a different part of the elephant. Well, here's the elephant. It's a cycle. It's not a staircase like we often think of, but a cycle that we traverse over and over and over and over the course of our lives. The personal development journey that we all go on is largely to try to spend more time in those later stages where life is joyous and happy and purposeful, and less time in those earlier stages where life can be kind of hard. So let's run through those 11 stages really quickly, just the basics, and you can read more about them on the homework course page and more in the book Purna Asatti, A Roadmap for Personal Development. You can also find that roadmap here on lastingpeace.org. Stage 1, I am everything. Yes, it's kind of funny that we start off in this life with the right idea and then have to work our way back to it. Yes, that's pretty funny. But this is a stage of openness. This is when you first come into this world as a newborn. You're just very open to everything. You're not judging anything. You don't see yourself as separate from anything. Stage 2, I am not my experiences or my reflexes. This is where we start to realize that we have hunger, but we are not our hunger. We have experiences, but we are not our experiences. Now, you can see that this is a stage that we revisit quite often, even into our adult years when we have trouble letting go of experiences or processing experiences. Stage 3, I am my needs. This is also known as the little tyrant stage. People in this stage can be seen as self-centered. What they really are, they're trying to have their needs met. Nothing like a good pandemic to make you focus on your own needs. But also any kind of illness, injury, major life event will pull you back to this stage. It's a stage where you have to assess what your needs are now because they change over the course of your life. And you have to then meet those needs. Otherwise, you're going to have trouble moving on. Stage 4 is other people have needs too. The first time you enter this stage, you are probably early 20s, and it shocks you to find out that other people have needs too. But you start to see other people as human in this stage. You start to realize that they have needs and you have your needs, but that maybe you can help them fulfill their needs. It's a beautiful stage to be in. It's a very happy stage, but we could do even better. Then we get to stage 5. Oh my gosh, stage 5. I am my ideology. This is where a lot of countries were prior to the pandemic. Very, very focused on ideology. Certainly, many of them will kind of move back in that direction. Now, ideology could be political, it could be religious, it could be moral, it could be social. Your ideology are just all of the beliefs that you have about who you are and how you should operate in this life and what life is for you. Now, sometimes those beliefs are useful and supportive, and sometimes those beliefs are not supportive. Sometimes they hold you back. So this is another stage we revisit over and over and over. Stage 6. In stage 6, this is a really nice stage. We call this live and let live. This is a stage where you are still identified as your ideology and other people are their ideologies, but you don't have a problem with it anymore. You do you, I'll do me, let's not worry about it. You still sort of judge them, but you don't bother them. And you expect them to not judge you or bother you. Live and let live. Now, right here in stage 6 is where a lot of people might stay for an incredibly long time, if not the rest of their lives, unless there's a major event. Major events, either individual life events like divorces, children being born, parents passing away, all of these very natural life events, or recently a pandemic and an unprecedented lockdown, will push people into stage 7. Stage 7, questioning everything. The first time you see this stage, it's called the dark night of the soul because it is very uncomfortable to question everything. I'm going to bet you've already been through it at least once, or you wouldn't be where you are teaching the way you are. Stage 7, though, as you see it again and again, can actually become fun and a source of innovation because it's not so scary anymore to question everything. But the first time you do, maybe the second time you do, it's pretty tough, and mentorship is incredibly important here. And this stage, questioning everything, is where people are going to be pushed en masse because of these recent global events. They're going to be questioning. They're going to be questioning everything. And for many of them, this is the first time they've entered stage 7. It's going to be scary. It's going to be uncomfortable. And they're going to be looking to you for help. They're going to be looking to you for mentorship. All right, stage 8. If you can get through stage 7 to the other side of stage 8, life gets so much nicer. In stage 8, you start to recognize that there's truth at the heart of all of these different ideologies, despite their inconsistencies and sometimes hypocrisies and all the little cracks in them. But there's a truth at the heart of them, and you just start to focus on the truth at the heart of them, and you know what that is. That the truth at the heart of them is basically love. And as hippie as that sounds, I know it's true, you know it's true, and you figure it out at about stage 8. Not only that, you start to explore your purpose. What is my purpose here? That's a big question that you have, but you're exploring that with joy. This is a wonderful stage to be in. Then we go to stage 9. Stage 9 is, I am a consciousness trapped in this body. And you feel trapped. You feel like you identify entirely with your consciousness and not at all with your body, and your body can feel very foreign. But at the same time, this doesn't bother you. This is actually a source of great joy for you. And you start to explore questions of consciousness and what is that, and who am I in the mind, and what is this larger consciousness, and you start to explore that. Then stage 10, there is only one consciousness. This is a mind-blowing realization. Yes, we all kind of know it. We've all heard it. But when you actually internalize that, you actually realize that concept within yourself, that's a pretty exciting day. And there's no real coming back from that. So in stage 10, you're really exploring and enjoying the one consciousness. But you feel not entirely integrated with the physical body into that. So there's still a little bit of a separation. Then stage 11, incredibly challenging to reach, even harder to maintain. Stage 11, I am the one consciousness and the physical form at the same time, and there is no difference, and I can influence it. This is an incredibly powerful stage. And so this is where you get really adept at seeing the truth in others and manifesting and all of these things that we always talk about, but we often try to focus on things, especially like manifesting, far too soon, when we really don't understand the oneness of the consciousness at the root of all of that. So here's the big deal. This journey, which we're all on, like it or not, if you're human, you're going through these stages, goes a lot faster if you ask the right questions in the right order, if you read the right books in the right order, if you read the right resources in the right order, if you have a mentorship, especially if you have mentorship along this route. And it never really ends, does it? And you know this, and I know this, because life keeps happening. You know, I can understand why monks hide themselves away, because as long as life keeps happening, as long as you are out in the world seeking your purpose and carrying it out, major life events are going to happen, and we'll keep going around the circle and around the circle and around the circle again. But each time we do, it gets faster and easier and more enjoyable, and most importantly, recognizable. So when major life events happen, you much more immediately go, what's happening here? Why do I feel this way? Oh, I'm in stage 3. Okay, good. I know how to get to stage 4, and then I'll get myself to 5, and then I'll get myself to 6. And within an hour or two, you're back in the more blissful later stages. So there are tasks in each stage, and you heard me mention this before. So here at lastingpeace.org, when you get the email course, or if you just go over to the course homework page here at lastingpeace.org, you will see the homework for each stage. And what the homework for each stage looks like is a set of tasks that you need to complete. So what kind of tasks are these? I bet a lot of them are going to look very, very familiar. So for example, in stage 1, one of the very first tasks that we ask you to do is to create some space in your schedule. Create some time to focus on this process. To declutter your surroundings a little bit to the point that you would enjoy. Not that everybody has to be a minimalist, but to declutter your spaces, to create a space for this. And to declutter your attention, to create an attentional space for this. So it's a schedule clearing and a space clearing and a little bit of a mental clearing. And we talk in the homework about how exactly to do that. Another example of a task is in stage 6, live and let live, where we must forgive ourselves as human. Harder than it sounds, but I'll bet you've been through it. We must forgive ourselves as human. And then we must forgive others as human and see their humanity and see our own humanity. And now, obviously, this is a little bit more advanced task. That's why it's in stage 6, because it allows you to live and let live. But it's also detailed in the homework exactly how to do that. There are exercises and sometimes sort of guided thought exercises that help you actually know exactly how to carry out these tasks. So it is not a nebulous activity. It's very clearly detailed exactly how to do it. So explore the course homework page here at lastingpeace.org. Explore each stage. See the kind of tasks that are in there, see the detailed instructions for how to do it, and get familiar with that. That's going to help you, even though you were probably about stage 8, 9, 10 already, you may have some holes that need to be filled in from those earlier stages. So look for that and fill in any holes that you may have, or things you could do better, or things you haven't done in a while. It can be useful to revisit some of these exercises. I want to be here to help you. Why? I am on a mission of global peace for all humanity, one person at a time, but I can't do this alone. That's why we've built the mentorship tree here at lastingpeace.org, and that's why I'm reaching out to you. Now, this wasn't part of our original plan, but global events offer an opportunity for a bit of a reset. And I was strongly guided to offer something like this and to reach out to you and to show you what we're doing here, because people in far larger amounts than I could ever handle myself are going to be looking for mentorship on their personal development journey. And they're going to be looking to you because they're already your students. So I want to be here for you, to help you mentor them, to help you help them along their journey. And I am perfectly happy if this is something you want to charge extra for. I'll bet they'd be perfectly happy to contribute. Maybe this will help a lot of people in a lot of ways. But me, I'm not charging a dime. Why? Because I don't charge anybody anything. So I am perfectly happy to do this for free. This is my mission in this life, and it is my joy to help you to help others. So how am I going to do that? The weekly live streams that we talked about and that personal mentorship. I want you to feel free to text me at any time. Call and leave a voicemail at any time. If I'm near the phone, I will definitely pick it up. Join the live streams, ask your questions there, but even if you just send me a text or leave me a voicemail, I will get back to you personally because I want to help you do this, and I want you to be able to help others confidently and effectively. So what should you do next? First, sign up here at lastingpeace.org. Edit your profile and name me as your mentor. I'll get a notification that way so that I can reach out to you personally and we can connect. Second, you'll automatically be enrolled in the email course, but don't let that slow you down. Head over to the course homework page and start going through those stages one by one. Shore up anything that you could do better or you haven't done in a while. The large majority is going to look very familiar to you, so no worries. And you are free to recommend and link these resources out to your students anytime you need. Third, consider adding a weekly course or extending some of your current courses to allow your students to ask these kinds of questions and share their personal development journey so that you can mentor them along the way. And don't forget to have your students sign up here at lastingpeace.org as well. Why? Because, first of all, it will enroll them in the email course, which makes your job a lot easier. And secondly, you'll be able to watch your tree branch grow. We track your students and eventually the people that they help and the people that they help, and you can watch your tree branch grow across the world. It's really exciting. So I recommend having your students sign up here as well. So that's it. Welcome aboard. I hope you join us in this mission. I hope you're able to help your students in a phenomenal and effective and exciting way to bring real connection to themselves, to each other, and to the world. Thank you for joining me.